they're serious about this. They will indict Barack Obama. They'll probably have to go through 20 grand juries. They'll just make one up. They want a spectacle. This is what Gabbard's doing with Obama. Taking the words, have we heard the phrase seditious conspiracy somewhere before? January 20th. Have we heard the phrase using treason and levying war on the United States? January 6th. These people, she had orders. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump just said, go in there, make up something. Obama did something, and I want him tried for treason because QAnon wants people executed. Now,
by the way, can I just say real quick? This reminds me with his health issues that Dr. Bornstein, that crazy original doctor, Dr. Bornstein admitted that Trump wrote the letter that he just signed about what excellent health. Anyway, that's exactly what he did with Tulsi. Sorry, please proceed.
Here's the worst part. Lev Parnas and I were on yesterday with Brian Cunningham, former CIA officer, former federal prosecutor, on our Substack. You can watch it there. Lev Parnas says they're serious about this. They will indict Barack Obama. They'll probably have to go through 20 grand juries. They'll just make one up. They want a spectacle to take the heat off of the fact that Tulsi Gabbard now is using the U.S. intelligence community to protect a pedophile, allegedly.
By the way, so you said she carefully and purposely avoids the widely held facts and investigations, including the Senate investigation led by Marco Rubio, current Secretary of State, that found Russia influenced the information sphere of the American public with the intent to get Trump elected. What Gabbard refuses to recognize in her report is that Russia had started the influence operations to get Trump elected as far back as 2012, which, you know, again, you were the only one that warned us before the election that what was happening.
Look, they created the Internet Research Agency 1 month before he arrived in Moscow for the Miss Universe pageant, September 2013. They hired 1,000 English linguists by January 2014 when they were injecting 2 female spies into the NRA and other parts of the United States government. This is crazy. She is a hack. She has taken legitimate U.S. intelligence now. None of this information really comes from U.S. intelligence. And she's turned it into the KGB or the Stasi. They are now, the Office of Director of National Intelligence is now a political body using U.S. intelligence against another American citizen. One last crazy thing. How the heck? What does she have to do with the Martin Luther King files? It is not foreign intelligence.
I know, because Hillary killed him, obviously. That's what's going to be next.
With the Iranians.
Right. Yeah, by the way, I thought I was the only one to mention this. You also just wrote about this. You said this backbench crackpot Democratic congresswoman named Tulsi Gabbard loudly explained why Russia carried out influence operations against the U.S. on the Joe Rogan podcast in 2018. We played the clip. I mean, they think that this stuff doesn't exist.
She should arrest 2025.
Yes.
2025, Tulsi Gabbard should arrest 2018 Tulsi Gabbard for being part of the conspiracy. And as a matter of fact, there's a video out today of Donald Trump in 2020 talking about it, or 2018, talking about how he is convinced Russia tried to influence the election. So he is part of the grand conspiracy that Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Rogan and Tulsi Gabbard are all seemingly a part of.
Yeah, you said Tulsi Gabbard's job is to give these QAnon crazies the red meat prospect of arrest and witch trials while pretending Trump never met Epstein. And you said Gabbard is Putin's mini-me and a traitor in her own way. It's widely known she was one of the few American representatives who held Putin in very high regard when she was appointed Director of National Intelligence. It was almost a given she would start working to undermine the United States on Russia's behalf. However, this time she's working to protect Trump from a fate worse than death. She's created a false scandal using U.S. intelligence to protect Trump from accusations he may be one of Epstein's favorite clients. And can I just say, this will go down in history, the cowardice and complicity of this Republican Party. Here is Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, Republican.
D&I Gabbard, a great service for the documents that pertain to the Russia collusion hoax. Now the American people know, and they can see what the Democrats chose to do with their time when they were in office. They could not win at the ballot box, can't win in Congress, can't win at the courts, so they've gone to corruption.
Okay, I always tell you that I'm about to give you all marching orders now.
Yes.
I always tell you, remember to focus on the meta-narrative. When they say the Democrats are focused on, did treason and this, your only response should be, you are guardians of pedophiles.
Thank you.
No other discussion. Reframe it and hammer them with it.
Yep.
They are protecting Jeffrey Epstein's legacy. They are protecting Ghislaine Maxwell. A deputy U.S. attorney is going to meet with her. Brian Cunningham, who's a former federal prosecutor, said that guy meeting with a witness is 14 layers above where anyone should be meeting with her.
Yeah.
The fix is in.
Yeah.
But you don't let this go.
Well, he's doing.
Hold on to it and don't talk about nothing other than
Malcolm,
this.
he's doing the Paul Manafort play where we started, right? With the, obviously making sure she doesn't flip, dangling a pardon. I mean, clearly this is obstruction of justice and witness tampering again. I mean, the only thing that's going to get her out of prison is to say, oh, no, Trump's not involved at all, but
Look, and the worst thing that could happen to her is getting out of prison. Lev Parnas and I were discussing this yesterday, that there's 1,000 women who were trafficked here.
Yeah.
1,000, did I say women? 1,000 children
Thank you.
Who were trafficked. They were under the age of 18. And there are people out there with very long knives. And for Trump to try this trick, either to pardon or to get the U.S. Department of Justice to cut her a deal that will let her walk, there's no place on this planet that she won't be in danger from Trump supporters.
Thank you. All right, let's quickly, can I have my Russian music, please? Because here's the guy that wrote the book.
Okay.
I just didn't know this. It's just I'm going to read from here because you got to go to Malcolm's Substack, support him. You said an interesting historical fact is former KGB officer Putin became the president of Russia by doing almost exactly what Tulsi Gabbard is doing with this report. When the prosecutor general of Russia was hounding President Boris Yeltsin on charges of corruption, Putin had him videotaped in a sexual liaison with two women. So then you said soon after all charges were dropped against Yeltsin and Putin was named prime minister and quickly elected president of Russia. You said, I'm pretty sure Tulsi Gabbard has no illusions she could become president, but what she desperately wants is to keep her job. She has come off an extremely incompetent idiot in an administration filled with incompetent idiots. She contradicts Trump on big issues only to have to backtrack immediately. Our only salvation is to play the game and thoroughly politicize the American intelligence community in a service to protect Trump from exposure to the Epstein files. Gabbard is doing this willfully and giving credence to the saying that the GOP now stands for, guarding old pedophiles. It's Malcolm's marching orders.
That's the only thing that should come out of your mouth for the next year, right? This is your party. This is what you do. They were trying to hang this around our neck, claiming that we were, doing the Monsters Inc. thing for, getting longevity out of children. These people are physically refusing to vote, refusing to discuss it. Don't talk about anything else. If they indict Obama, just say, it's because you're GOP now.
Yep, guarding old pedophiles. I want to grab that dog and mush her in the face, and then and also
so sweet.
And also you too. Grab your. Someone, one of your your Malcolm heads tweeted that she has the hots for you.
Yeah,
everyone has the hots for Malcolm.
Say get in line.
All right, love you, Malcolm.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Well, CPAP machines are the worst, right? Who can sleep at night with that mask and hose strapped to your face? But without it, breathing is disrupted, and if you have a higher risk of dementia, stroke, heart disease, or premature death, the bottom line is if you snore now, you are at heightened risk of requiring a CPAP machine later. So now is the time to stop snoring. One of the smartest, fastest, easiest ways to stop snoring is Zipa. Zipa is the comfortable doctor-designed mouthpiece that can stop snoring as fast as the first night. Don't be fooled by imitators. Zipa was proven in a 600-patient clinical trial, and with over 500,000 units sold, Zipa is the stop snoring device that we trust. No more being nudged awake for snoring. No more sleeping in separate rooms. No more feeling tired and foggy all day due to lack of sleep. Look, this may be your last best chance to solve your snoring problem now. or face having to wear that CPAP mask later. Zipa, that's Happy Z spelled backward. I want you to try it with my special discount. Get 20% off and free shipping if you visit ZYPPAH.com. Use that promo code SNORE. Again, the promo code is SNORE at Zipa.com.